classic.
Yeah. It was the last book he ever wrote. I know he's got a lot of what people consider to be classics. The book blew my mind, especially when you relate it to just kind of everything that's going on today.
Mm-hmm.
I guess to give a little backdrop as to what the book's about. It takes place in like a dystopian society where the government's name is Big Brother. They've essentially brainwashed everyone to think how they think and do what they do.
Propaganda.
Exactly. And without like complaining about it or realizing how they're being taken advantage of. So much to the extreme that they are cutting down like the English dictionary. So they're like literally removing words so they don't even know how they could put together a sentence to talk poorly of the government.
I see.
And so,
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and certain words they refer to it as I think it's double speak. I read it a couple months ago, but anyways, like you say something is bad, I say something is bad, but to me the word bad means good. Double think. Is that what I said? Double speak, double think. I can't remember. But
so let me ask you this, because I've seen and heard countless stories of like when there are things of that nature. When people try to limit people's understanding of things, there's always somebody who is able to break free of that and understand things, read things, and have more knowledge than everyone else, and then they start to share that. Was there, at any point in time in this book, consequences for things of that nature? Sharing information, education.
Yeah, so the main character, Winston,
without giving too much away.
Yeah, no, of course.
Wonderful.
You learn from the very beginning that he understands what's going on, but they're so intertwined in your lives. Keep in mind, this book was written in 1947, I think.
Oh, wow.
And in the book, there's these things, they're called like teleprompters, essentially TVs.
Yeah.
And everywhere you live, no matter what house, apartment, the government has like a TV, and through it, they can watch you at any time they want, monitor you, make sure you're not speaking ill of the government, of Big Brother in any way, shape, or form. And they're constantly playing propaganda to you. I think it was like every morning, they had something called hate speech. Hate speech, they had enemies. There was like societies. 1984 takes place in Oceania. Then there was two other big ones. Oceania was always at war with one of the other societies and always allies with the other. Anytime it would change, they would go and rewrite history. So say me and Neil are allies and we're at war against you. All of a sudden, we're at war against Neil and me and you are allies. All of history is rewritten. They go back, they rewrite the history books.
Oh, wow.
And if anyone speaks as if it hasn't always been this way, Big Brother gets you. What was it called? They call it vaporizing. You were vaporized.
Oh.
And you just disappeared. And in the book, Winston is kind of a free thinker, but he doesn't know who to trust because everyone is so brainwashed.
Right.
And he finds a love interest in the book, and they go on this journey, kind of to fight Big Brother. And it's crazy. And Winston's job in the book, he is one of the guys who goes back and edits history. So, say you were vaporized, Winston's job would go back, any news article that praised you before, gone, rewritten, your name is changed. If anybody mentions your name as if you ever existed, you get vaporized.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Did you reveal too much?
No. You learn all of that very early in the book.
Okay.
But the mind boggle, it blows your mind. It's great.
A lot of twists.
Lots of twists. It's crazy.
Very nice,
It's one of the best books I've ever read.
Oh. Go ahead, tell them again what the name and title is.
1984 by George Orwell. Go read it. A lot of you probably have read it in high school or college, but if you haven't, go read it.
Very thought-provoking book. A lot in it. I haven't read it yet.
It definitely sounds like it. I remember I saw a trailer for an old movie, I believe it was. It was a black and white, And this guy, every single time he put these sunglasses on, everything that was like a sign, a magazine, anything around him showed what it actually was. And like it would say the propaganda below what it actually was. Like it would say it would be a cookbook, but in the book it says eat, consume, buy, like things of that nature. And then all the people were actually robots, and they were watching him every time he had the glasses on, and they were kind of like agents that were making sure that he would stay.
It's exactly what they do.
Exactly.
And you'll see the book is referenced a lot in like pop culture. Like a lot of movies, you'll see a lot of other books reference it a lot.
I mean, when we talk about the government, like
And
just in
you can
jest,
relate it
somebody
to a
would be
lot
like,
of things going on today.
Oh, Big Brother's watching you. You know?
Yeah.
Like it's just it's something that you know you make the joke about. You may not have read the book, and it's a very interesting book. You should definitely read. I need to read it, obviously. So
10 out of 10, 5 out of 5.
yeah, I think
One of the best books probably ever written.
I might have to get that myself. It's a classic right there.
Sounds good.
Makes you think, that's for sure. It's a read.
Talk to you next time.
Yeah.
See ya.